Hey friend, welcome back to the channel. The Millionaire Next Door is a fascinating read penned by Thomas J. Stanley and William D. Danko. These two scholars embarked on a mission to decode the secret sauce that transforms ordinary men and women into millionaires. You'll be surprised to learn that this book isn't just about the glitz and glamour that we often associate with millionaires. Instead, it delves deep into the habits, characteristics, and frugal lifestyles of those who've managed to build significant wealth. We're about to take a journey into the world of the millionaire next door. So, if you've ever wondered how your seemingly ordinary neighbor can afford that fancy car, you're about to find out. Now let's get into the meat of the matter, the key concepts of the millionaire next door. First up, we have the characteristics and habits of millionaires. You might be picturing flashy cars, designer clothes, and luxury vacations, but guess what? The typical millionaire is actually a lot more, well, ordinary. They live in middle-class neighborhoods, not mansions. They drive used cars, not the latest sporty number. And they're more likely to be found wearing a simple t-shirt and jeans than a designer suit. These millionaires embody the concept of frugality. They're not into spending big on fancy status symbols. Instead, they prefer to live within their means. They're the masters of budgeting, saving, and investing. They understand the value of a dollar and aren't afraid to clip coupons or hunt for a bargain. Now, you might be wondering, how did they get rich then? Well, that brings us to another key concept. Millionaires understand the importance of building wealth over time. They don't expect to get rich quick. Instead, they're in it for the long haul. They start saving and investing early, and they stay consistent. They know that every little bit adds up, and over time, those small amounts can grow into a substantial fortune. And here's the kicker. These millionaires didn't just get lucky. They didn't inherit their wealth or win the lottery. Most of them are self-made, having earned their millions through hard work, smart investments, and yes, frugality. So, the next time you're tempted to splurge on that designer handbag or the latest iPhone, remember the millionaire next door. They're proof that wealth isn't about how much you spend, but how much you keep. So, it turns out millionaires might not be as different from us as we thought. They're just a lot better at managing their money. You might be wondering, but how does this all work in real life? Well, let's take a look at some case studies from the book. First up, we have Mr. W, a self-made millionaire who owns a small but profitable janitorial services company. You'd never guess he's a millionaire, though. He lives in a modest neighborhood, drives a 3-year-old pickup truck, and his favorite restaurant? A local family-run diner. He doesn't buy designer suits or luxury watches. Instead, he invests his money back into his business and retirement fund. He believes in spending less than he earns, investing wisely, and building wealth over time. Next, we have Mrs. S, a millionaire next door if there ever was one. She's a school teacher and her husband is a mechanic. They've never earned a 6-figure income in their life. Yet they're millionaires. How? They live frugally, save a significant portion of their income, and invest in low-risk, long-term assets. They avoid consumer debt like the plague and prioritize financial security over social status. No fancy cars or lavish vacations for them. Instead, they enjoy the peace of mind that comes with financial independence. Then there's Mr. B, a corporate executive with a high 6-figure salary. But guess what? He's not a millionaire. He lives in a luxury condo, drives the latest sports car, and dines at high-end restaurants. His lifestyle screams wealth, but his bank account tells a different story. Despite his high income, his spending habits and lack of savings prevent him from accumulating wealth. These stories highlight a key concept from the millionaire next door. Wealth is not about the income you earn. It's about the income you save and invest. It's not about appearing rich, but being rich. It's not about the car you drive or the house you live in. It's about the financial security and freedom you have. As you can see, wealth isn't about what you spend. It's about what you save and invest. It's a lesson our millionaire friends seem to have learned well. Now that we've seen how the pros do it, how can we start building our own wealth? Good question. Let's dive into some practical tips straight from the book. First off, cultivate frugality. Sounds boring, right? But hey, it's the secret sauce of most millionaires. They live below their means, not buying fancy cars or flashy jewelry. Instead, they invest in assets that grow over time. Next, focus on financial independence. This is more important than displaying high social status. It's not about impressing others with your wealth, but about having the freedom to make choices that align with your values and dreams. Thirdly, ignore the get-rich-quick schemes. True wealth is built slowly, steadily, over a long period. Invest in your financial education, learn about different investment avenues, and make informed decisions. And lastly, don't forget to budget and track your expenses. It's not the most exciting task, but it's vital in managing your money effectively. Remember, wealth is a marathon, not a sprint. It's all about making smart, consistent choices over time. All right, we've covered a lot today, but what are the key takeaways from The Millionaire Next Door? Well, it's clear that the millionaires in our midst are not always clad in designer labels or driving the flashiest cars. Instead, they're the folks who understand the value of a dollar and the power of frugality. They build their wealth slowly and steadily, often in unglamorous industries, and they prioritize financial independence over social status. What's more, these millionaires don't just possess wealth, they know how to manage it. They invest wisely and live within their means, always with an eye on the future. If there's one thing to learn from them, it's that wealth isn't about how much you earn, but how much you keep. So whether you're just starting your wealth-building journey or you're already on your way, remember these principles. They're the roadmap to becoming the millionaire next door. Until next time, happy wealth creation.